A 16-year-old Halifax boy made history recently. Matthew Muise was the first pediatric patient to undergo a scoliosis fusion surgery using a robotic arm. The robot and a CT scanner improves accuracy for surgeons as they install metal rods and screws to brace the spine.
The advantage of it is that when we're placing those anchors into the bony part of the spine, they're really tricky trajectories that we're trying to go for. We're looking at channels of bone that are 5 to 7 millimeters in diameter. And on one side of the channel is the spinal cord, and the other side some pretty large blood vessels. So we rely a lot on our own feel, our own instinct, sometimes some intraoperative x-rays to help guide us. And we're pretty good at placing those anchors, but as the scoliosis gets worse and worse, it gets trickier to find those landmarks. And there have been cases where those screws can sometimes cause some injury to the patients. And even though we're as careful as possible, we're always worried about that risk. So to be able to more accurately place those anchors into those narrow channels of bone with the intraoperative CT scanner, so we can look in real time at where those screws are going to make sure it's going where we want it to go, is very beneficial.
Scoliosis, a curve of the spine, is a common diagnosis among adolescents.
It's a very common diagnosis in adolescents. About 2 to 3% of all adolescents have scoliosis. The majority of the time, it stays relatively small and doesn't cause any problems. The concern is if it gets larger, and often it does get larger with growth. And if it gets to a certain curve size, it can cause back pain, it can cause breathing problems, and disability into adulthood.
The robotic technology called Muise X has been used in over 50 spine surgeries for adults in Halifax, but this was the first time in the country it was used on a young person.
We've only done 2 surgeries now in the pediatric population, and these are the first 2 in Canada, so we're very proud of that.
In Halifax, I'm Jen Taplin for the SaltWire Network.